Bring your friends, invite them, yes, possibly. Freddie, you did? It's almost like we talked about that over the weekend.
And like, we talked about mantras, and my new mantra, River, is we're fun.
For those of you who don't understand that, it's because it's a Revive joke. And that being said, we did go to Revive this past weekend. It was excellent. No, I guess that's right.
It was certain. Yeah!
It was certain. That was the theme. So, if you went to Revive and you would like to say something about it, any experience, what you learned, or what happened there, you are free to approach the stage now. You know what? Come on, form a line. Let's go.
Fee.
I'm really glad that you're
Watching you on YouTube. Keep it as short as possible. Because people don't like 2
I have
hours.
one thing to ask. Please, silence all mouth.
Silence die mouth.
Thank you.
Are you gonna speak?
So, this is River, and he's going to speak.
This is Fifi. He introduced me. He's also gonna speak.
Yeah!
We're gonna ask questions. Alright,
Yeah.
let's see. So, Fifi, what did you learn at Revive?
What's yours about? Well, I learned that. Well, first of all, let me tell you what I learned Revive can do. You see, I learned Revive could make me have a deeper understanding with myself, with those around me, and with God. What was the question one more time?
What did you learn at Revive?
Ooh. Well, you see, the topic at Revive was, Sir.
I have it on my key.
Indeed, they had a very interesting logo. They're very good at that. But let me not get off topic. Well, we Paul kind of was talking about different topics every single day. It was like 3 days. He's 4 times he spoke. Yes, I believe 4 times he spoke, and he was talking about the topic certain, but in different ways. I don't have the best memory, but I know that he was talking about an example of what he was talking about was like he was talking about. You go first. what was Paul talking about?
What?
Like when he was talking about being certain, what was some of the things? What would be some of the examples for them to kind of understand the gist of what being certain means?
Being certain. Well, there's like he started talking about like a bunch of different things. There was one,
Yeah.
it was, like, they're not good, I do know. It was like, it wasn't just being, at the end of the week, end of the weekend, you found out what he meant by the word certain, but leading up, he said what you can be certain about, like certain about your religion, certain about anything, certain about...
Certain that God made the earth.
Certain about your ancestors.
See? Certain about anything.
Yeah.
Right?
One example was he was like, please silence mouths, please. Okay, so one thing he said you could be certain about was that if God was good yesterday, then that means he's going to be good today and tomorrow. Meaning that there's no day he can never not be good. And that I'm certain about. That was one of the things he said. So that's an example. But, River, ask another question.
Well, what's another question? What is your most vivid memory of all of five? What do you remember the best? Like main session, what do you remember best? What moment?
You see, I could most people would like look at a schedule and be like, I remember this moment right here, 8:30, or something of the sort, right? Morning watch, right? But what I'm gonna answer is I'm gonna have to say, rather it being the scheduling or like where we went or like what we did, I would have to say whatever we did or whatever we heard or whatever we learned, it was all about the people around you, is what I believe. So I believe that it was the people around me that I enjoyed the most, because it was like, as if it was imagine it like, and this will definitely change because, but let me say what I'm gonna say and then I'll explain what I mean later. But it was like this environment where it's like everyone around you, like how I just like, River, a couple of others, and I like randomly dance here, feeling no shame or anything like that. It's because we know the people around us won't judge us. They're just laughing with us, right? It's kind of like imagine Revive being that like 100-fold, right? And what I'm saying by that, it's not going to be that way anymore, is that we are going to become this almost pretty much like the same way. It's going to be like, it's not going to be a copy of Revive, but it's going to be the environment that we get when we go to Revive is going to come here, right here, because it's literally, as Parker said, this year and last year, probably the year before when I wasn't here, that God, it's not about, I don't even remember what he said. He said it so many times, we're still good.
It's not the place, it's God.
Yeah, it's like, it's not the place, it's God, right? And since God is everywhere, that means that it's literally one place here. If I'm standing here, it could feel amazing right here, right? But then if I'm standing over here, it can feel the exact same way because God is in both places, right? But it's all about perspective, because in this way, I'm looking at you guys diagonally. But from this way, I'm looking at you guys straight ahead. But the thing is, looking at you guys diagonally and looking at you guys straight ahead, the thing is, I can see you guys no matter which way I'm looking at you. And that's the important part, you know? So it's like, no matter which way I'm looking at you, no matter which perspective I have, I believe that since God is in both places, I can enjoy both the same. Yeah.
I like that answer.
Drag the question through. So,
I have a good answer for a good question.
yes.
I've got it.
So,
I'm sorry. You just said something profound, so yeah, I know. Yep. I'm not gonna say that was me. You said something profound just now. River, you said something profound at Revive during the group time Saturday night. Do you remember what it was?
I said something
Profound. Like, grilled broccoli.
amazing.
Good.
Something in Lincoln at Revive.
It's about broccoli.
Ooh.
I'm so excited.
Yes, you guys ready for this?
In case any of y'all, never mind. Huh? Puppy? That wasn't my example. This is a good one though. Okay, listen. So, if any of y'all are ever like doubting, is God real because all this bad stuff is happening in my life? Like, everyone goes through problems, but you feel as if he's not real because he's letting these things happen. I came up with this on my own. You'll be proud.
No, you didn't.
So,
God helped you.
God help you. So, have y'all ever, when y'all were little, was there a food, just a certain food that y'all hated or no?
Yes.
Was there a food?
Broccoli.
I hate broccoli.
I like broccoli.
Right? Yeah. So,
Broccoli.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Peanut butter.
Well, personally, mine was
Anything
broccoli.
peanut.
All right. So, if it was ever, imagine it like this: your parents walk out and they give you a dinner just full of broccoli. Broccoli, whatever y'all don't like. All right. And they said the only way you're gonna be able to eat dessert is if you eat this broccoli. All right. So imagine this world today is that horrible dinner. All right. And then heaven is the dessert. So you can give up on life and not get the dessert, or you can face your fears and conquer all evil, conquer the broccoli, And then get the dessert, go to heaven afterwards. Y'all get that? Alright, one more thing, because, alright, one more thing. So, something, I just wanted to say this, something I learned from Revive. It was a mix of Revive and then me doing my vlogging and videoing there, which he was in a lot of it. But I did a social experiment. William was too. And, okay, everyone that went to Revive was in it. So I did a social experiment. It was called Spreading Love Experiment. All right. So this is what it taught me. I portrayed it on my channel, but this is what I learned. As I said, everyone goes through a lot of stuff. You don't know what anyone is going through, so this is what I said at the beginning of my video. Everyone goes through problems. A very common problem is depression. So imagine depression is a sickness, all right? So there is a medicine for depression. It's love. So you don't know what anyone's going through, but no matter what, even if they're happy or sad, if you spread love all you can, then you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? You get
It
it?
only takes one.
Hashtag it only takes one. Alright? I'm done.
Okay, so let's focus on the importance. What I was actually going to ask is something particular to your vlog. I was going to ask, what got you, most excited to vlog about Revive?
Just because one reason is there's only a couple people out of here. Raise y'all's hands again if y'all going to Revive. Okay, that's not all yet. So one of my reasons was to film it so everyone that didn't want to spend their money and then go and be like, this isn't going to happen, but go and be like, oh, I don't like it. You will like it if you go. But I wanted to film it so y'all could see what it's like there, and I just wanted to spread the message from Revive all around because they're good messages. Yeah.
I'll be able to do that.
So, we cut this in so,
Hashtag time out.
yeah, I was just, that's pretty much pretty awesome because it's like, you know how, literally think about the concept of vlogging real quick. It's like, wait, close your mouth. So think about the concept of vlogging real quick, okay? Now, I'm not, when I say this, don't think that I dislike vlogging. This is just gonna be a point that I'm gonna make, that way my other point will be stronger. So anyway, think about the concept of vlogging. It's literally someone pointing a camera at themselves with another part of the camera showing them themselves one more time. You right? Right? So it seems like just when you say what vlogging is and you say what it does and you say what you do while you do vlogging, right? It's like, oh dude, I film myself, I film my day, I look at myself on my camera, stuff like that. It seems like a self-centered thing. But the very purpose of what most people like River and like Roman Atwood and stuff like that, the very purpose that they vlog is not for themselves or to see themselves, right? It might be for to look back into history and stuff like that because that would be very entertaining, very nice to watch, but it's also for the people that are going to come and watch their videos because it's not only like a piece of entertainment, but it's also as he said, he made a vlog that was literally just about the message of spreading love to others, and that's exactly what he's trying to do to you. Spread love to you guys, that way you will then spread love to others, they will then spread love to even more people, and then it will become a train, going. It'll just keep on going like a little web that keeps on connecting, right? So it's like the very purpose he's doing, the very thing that he's doing is an unselfish act, even though it might be masked by something that seems selfish. So it's very interesting how he defies the very concept of what vlogging sounds like and makes it something to not only better your lives, but to better everyone's life and lead them to God. So that's pretty cool.
We've been up here for a while. Is anyone else?
Ooh, you guys should, if you want to revive. Come up here, tell us something.
Hashtag on your property.
Ooh, okay. This man went to Summer Revive, and he wants to say something. So here we go.
River.
Were you there on time?
Yes.
All right. So like Kiki said, I wasn't at last ride, but when I do remember Revive, what Kiki said, it's all about perspective. Revive isn't something you go to, it's something you leave from. Revive, you don't go to Revive to worship God. You come back from it with a new perspective of how you want to worship God. A lesson that you learn about whatever you want it to be. Whether it be your life, your religion, your friends, your family. Revive isn't just this wonderful place where this happens, that happens. Revive is a place where 2 and 2 comes together, and boom, you got a miracle. Parker, I need a louder clap than that.
You just hit the nail on the head.
He said you just hit the nail on the head.
Well, since I just hit the nail on the head, I might as well leave it there. No point in spoiling, right? Anyone else?
So, I've been going to Revive since the summer of 2014. And the thing there is yes, saying yes to God's decisions in your path. And then the next one was next, saying what's next, what next does God have in your life? And then what you gotta look forward and all. Then the one after that was connect, and how that was about how God connects everything in your life and how it generates to whenever you're going to be in heaven and all. Yeah. And then credo's meaning the statement and your aim toward what you're living for, and that's everything we do and how we worship and all to our aim of going to God, going to heaven. And then we had Holy, which was last summer, and that was just saying that God's the Holy Ghost, and He's what we live for, and that's who we worship on. And then this was certain, obviously, and saying how certain are you, or what are you certain about? And what I got out of this one was that I'm certain that God is the one and only. He's the only one that we can look forward to after our life. He's the only one that's going to be there for us the whole time through the ins and outs. And basically, everyone should go to Revive. You get a lot out of it. It's not some boring, lame, strict church camp. You have a lot of fun out of it. There's a video we will show at the end of this service off Facebook right now, and most of that's about the worship that we go through, and that worship doesn't have to be boring. That you have to go into worship expecting something to happen to get anything out of it. That's something we say a lot at Hall Devos with the boys, and that was pretty much my experience for this winter revival.
I went to Winter Revive this year. It was so awesome, and these are some things that I wanted to talk about. What did I learn? Basically it was certain, so you're certain of almost anything. When it did Revive change the way you live? Yes, it did. Many years ago, and it still is the same. And my favorite part of Revive is whenever you go to main session, you get to hang out with your friends, you get to see the Trey Hill Band, maybe you'll get to see your crush there or whatever. That's all.
Okay. You have to do what?
You can put videos out talking about. I'll show you the video I'm talking about.
Awesome.
Hold, please.
And now for a commercial break.
Turns out, that's still playing. Hold, please. All right.
I like coming to Revive because it's a place I feel close to Christ, and I just love all the people and the lessons and the worship music and just everything about it. I like coming to Revive because it's a place I can go and worship Jesus along with a bunch of other believers and just have fellowship time and sort of just take a deep breath from anything that may be bothering me. I look forward to coming to Revive because it's an escape from technology and it's a time where you can really grow close to Christ and love Christ. Revive is a place where I get purpose and clarity. Whenever I go to Revive, I know that God's going to light something in my heart that I'm not expecting and it's different every time. I look forward to coming to Revive because I can grow closer to you like a baby Christ.
So as y'all know, Sam and I are on Revive staff, so we get to kind of see some of the behind the scenes stuff of Revive. And I gotta say, being on staff it's a lot different than what y'all see in just main sessions and stuff. But I have to say, this winter Revive was really emotional. And that we go into that place. I went in this weekend not expecting one thing. Like I knew God was gonna do something this weekend, but I didn't expect God to do like, I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I didn't Sam, what am I trying to say? Oh. basically, I went in expecting God to do something, but I didn't tell God, I want you to do this certain thing. But I just remember a Saturday night, just standing in worship and just getting these chill bumps. I'm just like, God is here. And God can be here too. If we just let Him come into this place. I mean, no, it's a gym. It's a gym that we're in. And so don't put God in a box. But if you weren't at winter, please come to summer. It is one of the, as one of my friends who's on staff told me, she said that it's the best place on earth. And honestly, I do think Blue Lake is one of the best places on earth. But it's not the lake. It's not even the place. It's the people, but it's more importantly God. So just, God is so good. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know. I lost it. Okay. Okay. I've been going to Revive for a year now, and during the Revive, after I came home, I dreaded being in Pace. And basically it's because Pace is, I was surrounded with negative people like a year ago, and I wasn't coming to church as much as I was supposed to. I was just not a good Christ follower, basically. And after I came back from Summer Revive, my whole outlook on life changed. I became a better person. I started going to church. I started actually following God. Like, not just that typical, oh, I'm going to post a Bible quote about Him. No, that's not what I did. And after being back here, it drained the happiness out of me that I had at camp. And I was surrounded by all these terrible people, not people like you guys at church. Well, this past Revive, I learned that negativity is all around, like wherever you go. I thought that just living in Pace, that's where all the negativity was, but it's honestly it's everywhere you go, and it's who you surround yourself with. And okay, that Friday when I got to camp, I was already dreading coming back and facing reality here. I did not want to come back. I did not want to go back to school and deal with all these people that, just sucked the life out of me. And that night that Paul said, I got out of it was, he was talking about coming home and bringing the good energy back with you. One night, I think it was Sunday night, Nate said that Revive was like a puppy. When you're there, it's like you're a baby in it and never want to leave Revive. And it's like you always want to have your puppy with you. But when you come back, it's like when your dog is growing up and you don't want to take care of it. That's basically stating like, I don't know how to word this. It's kind of like you're on a Revive high. After you go to Revive, you're all excited, and the first week you're back, it's you're pumped up. You wanna spread God's word. But as soon as time goes on, you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to be that person that's always talking about Revive. You don't want to be annoying. Y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay.
Like working out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's like once you see the results, you want to keep doing it. But if you're not seeing the results, you don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to, keep going on and being consistent with that. You get what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah. Revive, it's not just this church. You always hear that the building isn't the church. What is it?
The church is not the building, the church is the people.
Yeah, the church is not the building, the church is the people. And we have signs exiting the door and exiting onto Woodbine Highway that says you are now entering the mission field. And what that means is you being the church and you being the billboard of giving credit to Lecrae for his song, just saying. And being a billboard, showing who God is and showing what He can do in your life. And He does really good. And, but coming back from Revive, leaving from Revive, as in it's not something you go to, something you leave from. That's when you can be a billboard and show who God is to all other people. And then you can invite them to church and invite them to Revive and let them have the experience as well as you.
She came from, how she, last year or something like that, she was surrounded by like a bunch of negative people, and like it kind of like wasn't good for her, like she wasn't coming to church on time, stuff like that, right? And then when she went to Revive, it was like, yeah, you're surrounded by all these positive people, it's like really great and stuff like that. And then you come back and it's like negativity all over again. Now what I wanted to do was kind of go back to what she said, right? Hold on, I'm running out of breath. Okay. Okay, so what I wanted to do is go back to what she said about how the people around her made it so that way their negativity kind of got to her in a way. So just like how people can have you do something like, not like influence you to do something, but like just like how people could hang around people could make, oh sorry, I was just getting distracted. Okay, just like how having bad influences around you makes you then do bad things, just like even if you were like alone or something like that, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna go rob a bank, just like that's a very extreme circumstance. But let's say you're an adult, right? You hang out with criminals, but you're not a bad guy. But then you hang out with them almost every single day, right? And all of a sudden you're sitting in your house, you're all alone and you're bored, and it's like, what would my friends do? And then he goes out and he like beats someone up, right? Bad influence. But that's very extreme. But let me reroute back to what I was saying. What I'm saying is that just like how very negative people can come into your life and affect you badly, you can affect them the same way. Meaning that if you are a positive person, or you just have a very good outtake on life, or you just have a different perspective that is kind of like a more optimistic perspective than their pessimistic view, it could be very good on them, you see. Now I'm not saying surround yourself by